owners, as we all, I know for me, one of the worst things is when my phone battery goes dead.
Yeah.
And I have no charge.
Perfect.
And so
Perfect analogy.
I'm like, where's the charger? How
Yeah.
can we get plugged back in? And I realized I created an experience that was going to bring us on a weekend, but it was also going to, how can we propel? We're going to connect. We're going to have some fun, but I was bringing business, tax experts, financial experts, insurance, just different parts about women, because we need to recharge maybe sometimes our health.
Yeah.
Our finances, our fitness, different aspects, and then fun.
Yeah.
Fashion. So this was all of what was going on. And unfortunately, the pandemic hit. We went into lockdown.
Yeah.
And I had women that were like, oh man, I need this so bad. I had people that were like, I'm signing up right away.
Yeah.
And then I'm faced with, okay, there's the hotels are not doing events no more. Everything was already booked. We were doing the first one in Florida. And then I said, you know what? I'm not going to let this time pass and not be impactful, not go with my purpose.
Yeah.
I found a way to do my first ever live event, which was,
online?
It was a struggle.
Virtual?
But I said it was, we did it through like Instagram, and I had speakers and stuff like that. And I said, God, I'm not going to let my purpose and what I know you've instilled in me to move this forward.
Wow.
So I did it the same date. I did the weekend. We did activities. And I had people that have sent me messages that weekend in tears. This speaker, because we ended it with a pastor.
Yeah.
So I had people that, and I'm like, wow, this is it.
Impact.
This is, whether it's 4 or 5 or 1 or 20. And right away they're like, okay, we need to get, and then I started, like I said, I already did that.
So I'm done.
And then I would get phone calls, messages.
Came back.
We need another, when are you doing? And I said, right now I'm not feeling, I'm going to wait until I feel it. And I said, you know what? That's an excuse.
Yeah.
The pandemic gave us a reason to have a lot of excuses. You don't interact with people. You're not going out of your house. And then I said, you know what? That's enough of it. This is enough. That's enough excuses. You have to fulfill your purpose. You cannot walk in it and then decide I'm no longer going to be purposeful. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I have an upcoming event coming up May 1st for Mother's Day.
Perfect.
And it's going to be, this one's just going to be, it's called Coffee and Conversation.
Okay.
And it's just going to be, it's already pretty much almost sold out. But it's going to be a small event. Yeah, right away. I mean, I got and that's when you know. That's when you know. When God, it's like I always say, when God gives you a vision, he's always going to make the provision.
Yeah.
So just make the first step. Do not be afraid. The doors are going to open. And so with that, I'm also going to have I'm going to go forward. I said, I'm not going to wait till next year. I'm not going to make an excuse.
Okay.
Because the first one was in Florida. Then it went virtual. Then I got the vision to do it in the Bahamas. So it was going to be in Freeport.
Okay.
And then the hotels brought the restrictions back.
Got it.
So I canceled that. And I just said, I actually got a phone call from the hotel where I was having the initial, this was 2 days ago. This is when you know that your timing is right on point. The lady called me and she said, you know what? I know you were having an event. I know we were locked down. Let's get it back. And I said, you know what? I already had set a date that I wanted to do it in memory of one of our employees that was a great friend of ours. Her last post on our Instagram when she passed away was Recharge, was my event. And I said, whenever I do the event, because it was like she was speaking to me in her last post. She died of breast cancer a few months ago. And she was a big supporter. She was like, whatever you want to do. And I told her sister, her birthday is November 1st, and then breast cancer is October. So I said between October or November, this is going to be in memory of her. And because she fought, I mean, she was going through cancer. And she was fighting, and she was resilient, happy. You could never imagine the amount of pain she was going through. And I think she signifies that the way that we live our lives. That we just got to keep going, keep fighting, and go after your purpose. So I'm hoping to see you there and have you there. And
we going.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome. That's a perfect note to end on. I'm so excited for you. I know you're going to just do amazingly well. I'm sure Recharge will. And again, it's not about the hundreds. It's about the 2 or 3 that you touch along the way. And it's going to grow. Like, I just see it growing.
Thank you. And I feel the same way about you.
Thank you.
I know this is going to be, so many great things are going to happen for you. So
thank you so
Thank
much.
you for allowing me to be a part of it.
Yes, absolutely. I couldn't think of a better person. We've chatted so far with Almost 70 women.
Wow.
This month is actually our 2-year anniversary.
Wow.
So
Happy anniversary.
thank you for being a part of this platform.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you to everyone for watching another episode of Let's Chat with Tanya Lightborn. We'll see you next time.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news, Labor on the Blocks 2.0 coming to Grand Bahama this weekend. The Department of Labor, in partnership with the Ministry for Grand Bahama, is launching the job fair at the Jack Haywood High School this Saturday, May 7th. Officials say over 30 companies have been invited to participate. The goal is to reduce the high levels of unemployment on Grand Bahama. Labor on the Block 2.0 is similar to a program launched in the nation's capital in 2015. The new program seeks to bring together job seekers and employers. Officer in charge of the Department of Labor, Bonnie Johnson, says all those who are looking for employment opportunities are welcome to attend.
We have more than 21 companies that will be there. We have about 5 companies that will be there from the tourism industry and from the industrial sector. We have the container port and the shipyard and a number of other industrial industries. We have companies that will be there from the medical industries. Also, the food stores will be there. And for the very first time, we have recruiting with the Department of Labor, the Royal Bahamas Police Force, and the Royal Bahamas Defense Force.
It is an awesome opportunity for young people to take advantage of. Johnson says there are a number of recruiting agencies and partners from the educational sector that will also be on hand.
So we ask the job seekers to come smartly dressed, bring your passport, your national insurance card, a police certificate if you have one, have that resume smartly done as well, so that you can wow the employers that will be there. And we are certain that you will find some job opportunity that you can use to boost your career and to move to the next level.
The Minister for Grand Bahama, Honorable Ginger Moxie, is in support of the program and notes that it is in line with one of the mandates of the ministry, which is the promotion of employment and entrepreneurial opportunities on the island.
Unemployment has been a real issue on this island, and we're happy to be able to, receive the resumes. We are happy to have the companies on board who have collaborated to be a part of this. And so we look forward to really people getting hired.
Moxie says the ministry looks forward to what the program will produce on the island of Grand Bahama.
We have 22 companies who have already signed up to be a part of this at Jack Haywood Gymnasium, so it's going to be indoors this time. And we just, it's a wonderful initiative, and the Ministry for Grand Bahama is excited really to partner with the Department of Labor to make this a successful undertaking.
Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Harcourt Brown, sharing why he encourages persons to attend.
What is interesting about this is the Labor Department also has within its operations what we call the Skills Data Bank. And so persons registering under this process will be, their names, their qualifications, experience, etc., will be entered into a national skills data bank. So it doesn't mean that you're limited to jobs that may be available only on Grand Bahama. Through this process and through the registration process, you enter into the National Skills Data Bank, which then exposes you to the availability of positions with employers anywhere in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Now, the initiative is also slated to take place in New Providence on May 7th and on Family Islands, where there is a Department of Labor sub-office during the 2022-2023 period. Well, authorities from the Bahamas Customs Department revealing that items under the Special Economic Recovery Zone designated for Abaco and Grand Bahama to assist with recovery efforts have landed in New Providence and other islands. The illegal act forcing customs to crack down on the issue. According to officials, they've uncovered a lot of goods coming through Potter's Key Dock in New Providence, resulting in the collection of thousands of dollars in additional revenue on items that would have otherwise been exempt had they stayed on Abaco or Grand Bahama. Well, tonight, the presidents of the Grand Bahama and Abaco Chamber of Commerce weighing in on the issue. Jamila Mizik reports.
The Special Economic Recovery Zone was created for residents of Abaco and Grand Bahama who suffered tremendously post-Hurricane Dorian so that they can put their lives back together. However, authorities have found that those items are now ending up in other islands. President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, James Carey, says the SIRS vehicle has been useful for many, and for the most part, residents have been using it wisely to assist in recovery efforts for their homes and businesses, which is why this news is concerning.
Unfortunately, in every society, and this is no exception, there are always those bad apples who take advantage of these situations, and I'm particularly concerned with the suggestion coming out of Bahamas Customs that it is more widespread than one would have imagined. I would encourage the system, the authorities, to be more vigilant, because I certainly can't support the advantage being taken of the exemption with goods going to other places when they shouldn't be, and when our system dictates that customs duties ought to be paid outside of our particular area, and those duties which the government is rightly entitled to.
Now, our ZNS News team also reached out to President of the Abaco Chamber of Commerce, Ken Hutton, who says that while the situation is unfortunate, he doesn't think that it was unexpected, adding that anytime there are programs like this, there will be people who try to abuse and take advantage of the system. He contends, though, that it is an enforcement issue.
There's a lot that can be done additionally, such as, additional security at the ports, particularly in Abaco, for vessels that are going into Nassau. Again, I'm not sure of the scale of the issue, but we absolutely support the government in all their efforts to clamp down on any kind of illegal activity. It's unfortunate, but I hope that this doesn't, put a strain or a taint on the program itself, because it is working well.
Hutton says Abaco residents are still benefiting from the SIRS order. However, inflation is a major issue.
We're at $7 a gallon. Food prices are up. Lumber prices are up tremendously. Just the cost of rebuilding has gone up, plus all the supply chain issues that we're still having here. Things like sheetrock are impossible to get. It's 6 to 8 weeks out from their suppliers. That's just sheetrock. Roofing shingles are the same way. Windows and doors are 20 weeks out.
The Abaco Chamber president is encouraging the government to continue to have an open mind in extending the Special Economic Recovery Zone for another 2 years until residents are able to better navigate through tough global economic times. Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Jamila. In other news, Urban Renewal taking time out today to host a special reception in honor of mothers on Grand Bahama. It was a grand celebration with touching tributes, good food, and some great music. Aja Quant was there.
Urban Renewal kicking off the Mother's Day celebrations here at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom, hosting a luncheon for women across the island of Grand Bahama. Women from the east to west joining in a day of celebration. Senator the Honorable Kirkland Russell welcoming all to the inaugural luncheon while saluting the role women play in the country.
Without you, mothers, there would be no such thing as the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And so, listen, We have no choice but to love you, but to treat you with respect, and to show you kindness, and to show you appreciation. And that is why we are here. We have women in every sector of our country in the Bahamas leading the charge. And so today is no accident that this pre-Mother's Day luncheon is about the accomplishment and the successes of women in the Commonwealth, in the Bahamas, and indeed the Northern Bahamas.
Many dignitaries joining in the celebration, including Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Theophilus Cunningham, senior officers, government officials, and Senator Turner. Turner commending Urban Renewal for hosting a fantastic event.
When I came in here, I saw all of these women. I said to myself, this is a fantastic time to be a single man. So even with all the mothers and the ladies, it is yet still good to be a man. Look around in the room. Do you know that if we decide to be joined to the hips, if we do this thing together, there's no stopping us? There's nothing we won't achieve in Grand Bahama if, as Grand Bahamians, we decide to do it together.
Associate Pastor of Holmes Rock Chapel, Tanya Monroe, delivering a powerful word to mothers in attendance.
When we as mothers are facing trials, we pray for provision, healing, strength, protection, intervention, miracles, deliverance, and many other things besides wisdom. We as mothers have many assignments that require an array of skills and wisdom needed in fulfilling everyday duties. You as a mother have been a doctor, a psychologist, a physician, an educator, a nurse, a chef, a taxi driver, a fire marshal, and occasionally a police officer. If we to succeed in each of these duties, we then go back and do them all over again tomorrow.
Luncheon attendees enjoying the sweet renditions and dancing the time away. First, to the music of the Bahamas Brass Band. And then, the world-famous Cooling Waters. Of our ZNS News team, we send a special happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and women who play a motherly role. I'm Azure Quant, ZNS Network News.
Hi, my name is Margarita Monroe. I would like to take this wonderful opportunity to wish all of the lovely mothers out there a very wonderful Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you. Mother's Day is a day where we celebrate our mothers. We remember all of the wonderful things that they have done and they continue to do for us in our lives. I feel that mothers are a gift from heaven. And for me, having my two sons, I feel that that is the best gift that heaven gave to me. Mothers are wonderful. We want to encourage them. And my encouragement to you today, mothers, is to love your children. Children, love your mothers. I feel that loving your children, mothers, will cause them to grow up in the fear and admonition of the Lord. That is the first step and the first example of God's love. And so I just want to encourage you today, mothers, enjoy yourselves, be happy. You are one of the greatest gifts that God has given to the earth today. We love you, mothers. And I just want to say thank you to my sons who have made me to be a mother. I want to thank my wonderful daughter-in-laws and my two beautiful granddaughters, the ones that came to me only because I didn't have sons, and so they were brought to me. And so happy Mother's Day. I encourage you, mothers, I encourage you, children, love your mothers.
Come on down.
Wireman's Freeport presents Passion for Fashion Saturday, May 14th from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Lucaya Shopping Center. Admission is free.
Happy Mother's Day, Mommy.
As we celebrate Mother's Day, I just want to say thank you to our mom, Mary Ella Lang, for leading by example. From your children, Judy Mae Pratt, Randy and Theo Lang, and Eleanor Stewart. Happy Mother's Day, Grammy.
Honor that special lady this Mother's Day weekend by treating her to an amazing 3-course meal at Off the Deep Edge Restaurant. Soup or salad, main course, and dessert. Phone 352-1664 for reservations.
Hi, my name is Trevor Simmons, and our company is Uniform Place Limited. We are located in the Innovative Design Building on Settlers Way in the area of the YMCA. We are an authorized Dickies dealer, an authorized Edwards garment distributor. We also sell t-shirts, polos, dry fit, as well as the standard and regular types of garments. So we also cater to the corporate community as well as the industrial sector when it comes to uniforms for the various companies. We are considered to be the largest embroidery company on the island of Grand Bahama, and arguably the entire Bahamas. We also specialize in screen printing and customized t-shirts. Our phone contact is 352-7997 or 602-1040. You can also follow us on Facebook at Uniform Place Limited.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience Island Bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Well, it's Teachers Appreciation Week, and in commemoration, 8 Mile Rock is highlighting their Teacher of the Year, Keith Tara Monroe. The Teacher of the Year since 2019 says the experience is wonderful, adding that all of her life it has been natural for her to go above and beyond the call of duty.
As a Teacher of the Year, it shows you that this is a person that goes beyond just interacting with their students on an instructional level, and you're tapping into their emotion, and physical being, trying to shape these individuals to be able to cope within the community. I was a part of Teachers Cadet here at 8 Mile Rock High School, and I promised myself that once I would have graduated from 8 Mile Rock High School, I would then give back to the school. And it so happened my first posting was off island, and once I came back home to Grand Bahama, I was welcomed back into the arms of the Blue Jays.
Chester Cooper, principal at the 8 Mile Rock High School, describes Monroe as a teacher par excellence, making it easy to select her as the Teacher of the Year.
She's well-rounded and she's always available. I can call her any hour of the day to ask her to complete a task, and she's willing to do so with no grumbling, just with a smile, and she's always so dependable. In the classroom, her lesson strategies and her interaction with the students is just amazing. She goes the extra mile, extra classes. Even in the lockdown, during the COVID time, she had extra classes. She had kids, using their phones and all hours of the night, and all those things, and the results paid off. So like I said, she's one of those persons who is so dependable, and she's like the backbone of 8 Mile Rock High School, and we are so appreciative of all that she does for us.
Your Thursday evening sports report is up next with Jay Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports. We have an update from one of our top baseball players from Grand Bahama, currently playing in the minor leagues. But before we get into that, Grand Key was at this year's Island Sports, and I'll tell you this, they sure have some talent. Grand Key All-Age School was amongst the competition at this year's Island Sports track and field meet. With just limited athletes and coaches, the team managed to field a team of athletes to compete against the top schools in Grand Bahama.
After the hurricane and the pandemic, just excited to be back and show the Bahamas, Freeport in general, just to show them like what we could do, a small key, which is a mile long, that talent and gifts are out there and nobody is to be left out. So I just find it the need to come back and to show them what the Advocacy or the small Advocacy could do.
Overall, Grand Key did accumulate points in the junior division under 15 age group.
This is the first time some of them were sprints, all run on a rubber track. And to make the finals, it's an accomplishment within itself. I just commend them for doing a good job.
As far as what's next, Coach Richardson says they will be back in training.
I just want them to do the best as they could in anything that we into next. Whether it's basketball or another track and field event.
Switching gears now, Warren Booby Sanders, now playing with the Brooklyn Cyclones, which is a high affiliate of the New York Mets, will return to action again tomorrow against RBD and Ironbirds, an affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. The Cyclones are in the middle of a 6-game series to finish this week. On the year, Sanders has appeared in 12 games with 39 at-bats. So far, he has registered 4 runs and 7 hits with 2 RBIs. And finally, in sports, softball action returns on Saturday with a full schedule of games in the Grand Bahama Amateur Softball Association beginning at 4 p.m. Team Alive will take on the Round Wave Shockers in corporate play, followed by Pat's Uniform going up against Buckeye Hitters. In co-ed action, GB Power will match up against Kelly's in corporate league. In the all-men's division, Express Hitters will challenge West End. At 8 p.m., Team Immigration will go up against Coopers. And the big game of the night will be a showdown between Pat's Uniform and CLA Hitters in the men's division. And that's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
Alive brings to you the iPhone 12 64 gigs for $249 when you switch to Alive postpaid. Alive, believe in best.
At Pizza Hut, we believe in pizza and good deals. Enjoy 2 large one-topping pizzas for only $24.65, VAT inclusive. Call us downtown at 352-9191 or East Sunrise Highway, 373-8500 to order your 2 delicious Pizza Hut pizzas with your favorite toppings. Available for dine-in, carry-out, and delivery. Order 2 large one-topping pizzas at Pizza Hut Freeport today.
Mothers are meant to be treasured. Make this Mother's Day one that she will never forget. Shop Bellevue Gifts and Supplies, Queens Highway, for great gift ideas.
Welcome to Port in a Minute, an informative segment brought to you by the Grand Bahama Port Authority, where we update you on the latest news taking place within the Port Group of companies and our community.
Today, we are excited to announce that our licensing process is now fully digital. Our new online gateway, the Freeport Business Portal, allows entrepreneurs to apply for a business license, track the approval process, and receive free information about funding resources. It provides support for licensees searching for available locations, wanting to develop a business plan, and so much more. Existing licensees can get access to free training and ongoing assistance from our Small Business Bureau and can request information about upcoming initiatives to assist their business. Our portal is designed to ensure that all customers can have access to helpful resources 24/7. It is our commitment to do our part and enhance the ease of doing business in Freeport. Visit business.gbpa.com to see how we can help you.
That was Port in a Minute, brought to you by the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Be sure to tune in next time for more updates.
Celebrate Mom this Mother's Day at any of the 2 fabulous restaurants for brunch at the Grand Lucayan Hotel, Churchill's, or Portobello's. Ticket box office is at Lighthouse Point Lobby.
Dare to make Mother's Day extra special with memorable gifts from Pandora, Port Lucaya. Happy Mother's Day.
Hey, I'm D'Amico Nesbitt, and welcome to Health Bites, where every week we give you a helpful tip to help you on your health and fitness journey. Today, I'm going to give you 3 signs that you need to cleanse or detox. We all know the body cleanses itself, but sometimes if you don't drink enough water or eat enough grains or healthy food, it can be slowed down. 3 signs that you need to detox. Sign number 1 is if you feel lethargic and tired all the time. Sometimes that's the toxins build up. You got a lot of waste inside in your intestines in your body, and your body can't absorb all the nutrients, so you're gonna feel tired. If you feel like that, you might be time for you to get a cleanse or detox. Sign number 2 is bloating. Sometimes you have that bloated feeling in the gut, and you wonder why you're just holding on to this water. That could be a sign that you have a lot of waste build up. At the same time, you have toxins build up in your body. It's time to flush them out. And sign number 3 is trouble sleeping. Sometimes the same problem, if you have waste buildup and toxins, it can block your melatonin, and which is what helps your body to go to sleep. So when that occurs, it's a good idea to get past that. Thank you for tuning in, and remember we're located in the Raven Mall. We also have locations in Nassau. Stop in and check out any of our cleanse and detox products to help you get rid of that waste.
If you love Rake and Scrape, then you don't want to miss Rake and Scrape Reloaded with the one and only Elon Crabman Moxie this Saturday by No Holds Bar on Settlers Way.
They try to push rich on me, they want to push rich on me. They don't care in front of company.
The King of the North is back. Howard 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Dana Filbert Peterson, yes, you are our Facebook friend of the day, and we want to say thank you so much for watching, and we do appreciate your support. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. We do ask that you stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, a year's end comeback for a popular downtown fixture. Local COVID numbers rise, less talk, more action for child protection, and a facelift for Andros Sports facilities. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Super Fast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapinder, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. As always, thanks for tuning in. A major boost for the hotel sector as one of the country's leading properties, which closed its doors earlier this year, is set to make a comeback in just a matter of months. It's a decision the government's banking on to further propel the country's vibrant tourism rebound. Altavis Munnings leads us off tonight.
3 months after the British Colonial Hilton Hotel closed its doors, some good news to report today as the Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, revealed that the British Colonial Hilton Hotel will reopen before the end of the year.
I met with the owners this week, and they intend to invest in the property significantly to attract a new flag. And they understand that this is an iconic property for the tourism industry and for Bay Street and for Bahamians.
The tourism minister was answering questions after his address to the Rotary Club of West Nassau's weekly meeting at the Poop Deck restaurant in Sandy Port on Thursday. Rotarians were interested in the resort's future and its impact on our #1 industry.
The owners of the Hilton, coincidentally, is also the owners of Margaritaville and the Point. And it's in their self-interest to ensure that the property is renovated and operational. That will be done this year.
More than 100 jobs were impacted by the Hilton's February 15th closure. Some of the workers have since secured employment at the Sandals Resort here in New Providence, while developers absorbed others into the neighboring Margaritaville and the Point properties. Government's relying, though, on the developers' commitment to immediately focus on ensuring business resumes as soon as possible.
That will create more opportunities for employees, but also entrepreneurial opportunities for small business people, as well as increase our room capacity. It's important that we get all of these properties open because the demand is there and we don't have enough rooms. So we're speaking with all hotel owners where they are boarded up to really get them open and operational to really take advantage of the boom that we're seeing in tourism.
Opened in the early 1900s, the iconic British Colonial Hilton Hotel, located in the heart of Nassau, went through several transformations before being bought by China State Construction Engineering Corporation in 2014. Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News.
Well, it started at 30, that was whittled down to 7, then 3, and now the government has selected a potential buyer for the Grand Lucayne Resort. It's a move that fulfills the Davis administration's goal upon coming to office last year to secure an operator for the all-inclusive Grand Bahama property.
We believe this potential buyer fit the criteria that we set. Good reputation, adequately funded, a vision for the property, a shared vision for Grand Bahama. We believe we have found someone fitting that criteria, and we hope that we can make an announcement in a couple days.
Reports have surfaced that Grand Lucayne's potential buyer could be owners of the U.S.-based Hard Rock Cafe, which already has a cadre of hotels and resorts in its global portfolio. Tourism, Investments and Aviation Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, though, is keeping mum on the issue.
I can't comment on specifics in relation to who bid and who didn't bid and what their bids look like. I simply can't comment.
They're not VAT registrants, but unscrupulous business owners have collected the tax, holding on to those funds, while some registrants have actually failed to turn the money into the government. But tax lead for the Revenue Enhancement Unit, LePage Gardner, says to crack down on that and other tax infractions, they've selected businesses to be audited, the findings of which can be very revealing at times.
Some of these errors include underreporting of revenue, non-compliant VAT invoices. For example, an invoice may be in another party's name, such as an employee, or in another entity's name. Are we also seeing invoices without a tax identification number? We're also seeing invoices or claims where taxpayers are overclaiming on the input tax, where taxpayer simply adds up all the invoices and multiplies the total by the VAT rate and claims that figure whether or not VAT was paid on all the invoices. Improper classification of sales activity, where standard rated supplies are being reported either as zero rated or exempt supplies.
Financial Secretary Simon Wilson says factoring just those audits, the rate of non-compliance is concerning.
One every two businesses they go into for the audit have not filed or charged in VAT, but not remitting the money to the government, which shows a high level of non-compliance for that small sample size. If that cascades to the full population of VAT registrants, you have it shows the significance of the problem of non-compliance.
Meanwhile, several international engagements taking the Prime Minister out of country. Press Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Clint Watson, providing the details during today's press briefing.
The first will be a speaking engagement at the commencement exercises at Middle Tennessee State. He will deliver a commencement address at Middle Tennessee State University set for Saturday. The appearance is significant to the diaspora as a Bahamian. Dr. Sidney McPhee serves as president. He's a Bahamian. Dr. McPhee also serves as consultant to the University of the Bahamas as the institution seeks accreditation from the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools.
The Prime Minister will also make stops in the northeastern United States and England.
The Prime Minister will then head on to New York, where Bahamian will be an art exhibit. And this is important to Bahamian artist Tavares Strawn. You can expect a major announcement pertaining to the orange economy to also come from that exchange. So that's going to be pretty exciting. Then from there, Prime Minister will head to London, where he will participate in a roundtable discussion with the Commonwealth. And is being put on by the Commonwealth Journal of International Affairs. This meeting is a precursor in some respects to the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, which will be held and hosted by Rwanda in June.
Still to come, government still monitoring deforestation and a noticeable jump in COVID cases. We'll be back after the break.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
What? Check little girl, boy. You say she getting married? Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them...
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
They say that when it hits you, it hits you. A feeling so strong that it's impossible not to give into. A juicy piece of KFC to feel elevated by the aroma and to free fall into its exciting flavor. Some call it love, attraction, desire. We call it KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
At the Department of Housing, we are working diligently to expand the path to home ownership. We have streamlined our mortgage application process to make it easier and more convenient for you, our valued clients. The first step in the application process is to register online at www.mothbahamas.com. Registering online is a critical step in the mortgage application process, as it allows for a specific profile to be created, and it also allows you, our valued clients, to easily track and monitor your application as it moves through the various phases. The following documents are required: passport, NIB smart card, voter's card or recent utility bill not older than 3 months old to confirm address, job letter, pay stub, print of current credit facilities, which includes consumer loans and credit cards. For self-employed persons, the Department of Housing will require company documentation, such as a valid business license and business account statements for a minimum of 12 consecutive months. The Department of Housing, making access to quality, affordable housing easier for Bahamians. If you're interested in quality, affordable housing built at the highest construction standards, please register at www.mothbahamas.com or call us at 302-5816.
Sometimes you need to make a classic move. That's why for all of life's moments, there's one classic credit card. Experience cashless purchasing power and chip and pin security with your RBC Visa Classic credit card. Manage your day-to-day expenses as well as life's little surprises. Apply today at rbc.com/Caribbean/Visa Classic and enjoy 1 year's free membership. Conditions apply.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited. If it's healthcare, it's here.
The whole issue of deforestation making national news again, with 500 acres of Crown land on Carmichael Road illegally deforested, negatively impacting air and water quality. Minister of Environment and Natural Resources, the Honorable Vaughn Miller, today reiterated his appeal for those responsible to stop. Authorities were initially alerted to the matter back in February, and even though they're working with the police and defense forces, the problem persists.
The issue of deforestation in the Carmichael area, they're Bahamians. And from what I've been hearing, for the most part, they're Bahamians who are frustrated and who felt the same way I felt, but they're doing what I opted not to do. I made a fundamental decision not to take that route. But they obviously have opted to take that route. And I wish to encourage them to cease, to desist. In some instances, you're paying. But I know that's not the right route to take. And I advise you to let's go with the process.
Acting Land Manager at the Department of Lands and Survey, Mark Darville, is offering solutions to the problem, primarily modernizing the department's system and hiring additional personnel.
With Crown Land, our system is pretty old. And the population-wise, like back from the 60s, 50s, and 60s, it was working pretty smooth back then because the population growth wasn't as it is now, you know? So we deal with a system that was in place from the 50s and 60s, still trying to work with that now in 2022, you know? That's why we having all these issues with people aggressing land and trying to take land over. For instance, on the Outer Islands, there should be an assigned Crown Land Manager on every major island.
Nearly 2 months may have passed since the incident, but police have not only caught and arrested the man allegedly behind that March 12th brazen shooting on Thompson Lane, but today escorted the suspect before Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt to be formally charged with the crime. Said to be behind the shooting death of Kenny Rigaud is Shaquille Monroe, a 29-year-old resident of Elizabeth Estates. That, however, not the only charge brought against Monroe. He and Raekwon Alexis are accused of attempting to kill Rashad Sullivan and Robert Delancey on March 30th. Fast forward to April 3rd, and similar attempts were made on the lives of 2 others. Both men were not required to enter a plea to the charges. We can also tell you that bail was denied. The 2 are expected back in court for voluntary bill of indictment. Over in the Court of Appeal, appellant Roland Alexis to be released from prison immediately unless he has other matters pending. The ruling comes after the panel acquitted Alexis of armed robbery back in March of this year and overturned his sentence. Following his trial in May 2019, Alexis was convicted and sentenced to 10 years behind bars, less the 6 years he spent on remand awaiting trial. However, he appealed on numerous grounds, among them that an irregularity in the case affected its merits and the fairness. On the heels of his acquittal, the Crown contended that Alexis should be retried, but after hearing arguments from both sides, the court found that would not be in the best interest of justice. The panel also determined that as the appellant had already served time in prison, it could not be said that he would escape being brought to justice merely because of some technical blunder by the judge during the trial or in her summing up of the case to the jury. Local advocacy groups, meantime, applying pressure on the government to take child protection seriously in the wake of several disturbing cases, one of them ending in the death late last year. As our LaDon Davis tells us, scores turned out to Parliament Square this morning, vowing to push on for justice.
It's wrong. It should never happen. But more often than not, it does.
An emotional day for survivors of sexual abuse who gave heart-wrenching testimonies about the impact their journey has had on their lives. They say they will not rest until their voices are heard.
I stand before the nation today as a survivor of childhood sexual abuse, having been violated by multiple men in my childhood.
You are looking at an overcomer of molestation from the age of 6 until the age of 13. At 13, I conceived a child by my molester. Then to be told to keep quiet because it would ruin the family.
The unfortunate life-changing testimony shared publicly Thursday in memory of 4-year-old baby Bella Walker, whose tragic death 6 months ago shocked the nation, reigniting the call for stiffer penalties for crimes against children. Rise Bahamas founder Tennille Burrows says stakeholders have made several recommendations to the government, but she maintains all have fallen on deaf ears.
In April, we had an opportunity to meet with the Office of the Spouse, Lady Anne Marie Davis and her team. We presented a few child protection action items, but since then there were the incidences where the Director of Public Prosecutions and the Minister of National Security made the statements that they made, and we have further recommendations along those lines, as well as recommendations related to the sex offender registry that was sprung upon us without any advance warning. I'm not sure about stakeholder consultation, but that needs to happen retroactively.
Meantime, President of Rights Bahamas, Stephanie LaFleur, expressed disappointment with the low turnout of social groups supporting such a worthy cause.
Our country, we are so reactive to things that happen in our country. We wait for the next tragedy to happen. We wait to hear, well, hey, something happened to baby Bella or someone else, instead of us coming together to be proactive. It is sickening and it's hurtful to see that parents, we are mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, and we cannot come out, and I'm reaching out to the public, we cannot come out to support such a cause like this.
Despite the small showing of solidarity, Rise Bahamas officials are hopeful of a meeting with the Attorney General's office to discuss their proposals to better protect children sooner than later. LaDon Davis, ZNS Network News.
On the health front tonight, we've not been there for quite a while, but increasing COVID cases on the home front have taken us one shy of 30. The May 4th dashboard reflecting 25 of those cases on New Providence, 3 on Grand Bahama, and the location of another pending at this point. That's 29 new cases on record. Some 17 of the newly infected are women. Hospital admissions moving in the opposite direction, though, with now just 6 COVID patients and none of them on the intensive care unit. Data also shows 4 recoveries yesterday, along with 163 RT-PCR tests, 5 of them repeats. As emergency medical professionals prepare for a week of activities, our Lloyd Allen strapped in with them to explore what a day in their life entails. Take a look.
So literally,
we just came from a drop-off and now heading to Western New Providence for another medical emergency. This is a day in the life of an EMT. Ten-year veteran Ricardo Woodside says a day in the life of an EMT can change like the wind. Calm one moment and like a hurricane the next. You see, in the space of an hour, Woodside and his partner responded to a number of cases, including a routine transport.
What typically happens if you have a patient that is bedridden and they need to get to one of the public hospital authorities' specialty clinics, EMS will assist with transporting them. It's a non-priority call, so that's why typically we didn't have any lights and sirens going. We typically a service that the PHA offers through EMS.
Moments later, a radio request to assist a psychiatric patient, prompting Woodside to prep his gear and flick the switch for the all too familiar blare of sirens.
With this particular person, they had a true psychiatric diagnosis. In their case, we were able to go on scene and negotiate them to come into the ambulance peacefully and transport them where they'll have an evaluation there.
He says the skills required would surprise most.
The general public typically suspects that we are all just ambulance drivers, which is not the case. And there's even a certification course that you have to go to drive the ambulance.
Woodside's dedication has led him to obtain a number of certifications, propelling him as a first-rate EMT and an advocate for new recruits.
EMS has many different branches. We have hazmat, we have cardiology, we have people that specialize in OBG cases, we have search and rescue. We have flight EMTs, so it's a very, very wide base or wide umbrella, and the sky's the limit.
Deputy Director of EMS Kevin Bell says the upcoming week of activities is set to sensitize the public on this growing healthcare services sector.
It's an opportunity for us to explain to the public better what it is that we do, how they can help us to do what we do better. And it's also an opportunity for us to take time and look at ourselves.
EMT Week runs from May 16th to the 21st. Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.
And remember to tune into news updates starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition at 6:30 p.m., all right here on the ZNS News Network.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
to save with a new perspective, where the focus is on values and principles, and people are just as important as profits, where we believe in democracy and equality, and your vote counts, where profits are shared with our members, who are also our owners, to ensure that by working together, we all win, where education of our members and training our staff are one of our highest priorities, where we serve our members' needs through continued cooperative initiatives because of our concern for the communities in which we live. Join more than 40,000 Bahamians who have made the smarter choice. Join the movement. Join a credit union. People helping people to help themselves.
AID has everything you need and more to complement your home's decor. Luxurious bamboo bath towels, face towels from $1.25 and bath towels from $5.45. Shower curtains from $2.54 and organizers in stylish finishes. Bath mat sets from $7.27 in a multitude of styles and colors. Bed sheet sets from $9.95 and 7-piece comforter sets from $49.95. Doormats from $1.93 with matching runners and hundreds of area carpets. Sofa covers from $19.95, plain and crushed sheer curtains from $5.25 and thousands of panels to choose from. Blinds from $7.02 and curtain rods from $2.89. Ceramic and porcelain dishes, tablecloths, napkins, placemats, utensils, and more. A wide selection of drinking glasses, including elegant stemware, candle holders, vases, and crystal. Full-size mirrors, decorative pictures, and picture frames. AID, Wolf Road, and the Mall at Marathon open late and on Sundays to serve your decorating needs. AID, all you really need and more.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
I've always worked in business solutions, commercial customers. We've worked with and helped them to become successful through communications technology. It forces me to be on my game in terms of learning about technology, learning about communications, learning about mobile and fixed. So I'd advise any young woman wanting to get into the technology field to take every opportunity that you can to learn, because you just never know where the job opportunities will be in 1 or 3 or 5 years.
If you like a hearty, meaty burger, the A1 Steakhouse King at Burger King Nassau has it all. With flame-grilled beef, lots of bacon, cheese, and crispy onions on a sesame seed bun, the only thing that can top this is the tangy flavor of A1 steak sauce. The Steakhouse King is a meat lover's dream, and with an ice-cold Pepsi and hot fries, it's all you need to fill your day. Get your A1 Steakhouse King as a combo or part of the new King's Feast, only at Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
As we continue highlighting unconventional mothers, tonight we introduce you to a woman whose work with kids from different situations makes her a more than big impact. Here's Antoinette Smith, the story of a caretaker at the Ranfurly home.
There are builders who make 4 walls a house, and there are those who make a house a home.
I'm grateful. If I could give a word, I'm grateful. It does matter.
And to the kids of the Ranfurly Home for Children, caretaker Judy Ann Hepburn has been that person.
It's home away from home. The children, I love them dearly. My favorite part about coming here is to show love to the children, make sure they eat, make sure everything is fine with them.
It's a labor of love that stretches more than 15 years back. Outside of her scope of duties to her kids, she's a mentor, a protector, and a shoulder to lean on.
I'm there for them. No matter what, I'm there for them at all times.
Those, the tiny details that follow the children even years after they leave these halls. Ranfurly brand ambassador Berniska Bullard grew up in this very same home. The lectures and words of encouragement given by Miss Hepburn back then, a foundation of strength even now.
And I learned very early on that, the ones that correct you and give you life lessons are the ones that truly love you because they want to see you successful and they want you to do well. And so I love her more now even than I thought I did as a kid because as an adult, I see what she did for me and I see the difference it made and I'm a testament to that.
A life that, thanks to those like Miss Hepburn, has come full circle.
My favorite part about that is seeing that they take the words that we instill in them to know that they can excel no matter what. I always tell them, don't let no one speak nothing negative into you. Nothing, don't accept it, but always excel.
Ranfurly caretaker, mentor to many, unconventional mom, Judy Ann Hepburn. Antoine Smith, ZNS Network News.
Well, Urban Renewal's giving mothers the royal treatment ahead of the big day. We have our Lloyd Allen standing live at the William Thompson Auditorium. Good evening, Lloyd. Tell us what's happening down there on Jean Street.
Well, good night, Makucha, and good night, Bahamas. Of course, we're here at the William Thompson Center, joined by dozens of mothers from throughout the island and by extension the country for one very important reason. It's all to celebrate that very important idea of being a mother. We're joined by the chairman of the Urban Renewal Commission, Mr. Stephen Dean. Of course, Mr. Dean, talk to us about the importance of this event.
It's important. In a world of such negative happening, the importance of the event gives me a special spark and comfort. It tells you that we concern our mothers. Oftentimes they are forgotten. Oftentimes they are castigated. But, without the mothers, we would not be here today. That's why Urban Renewal see it is important that we recognize our mothers. This is only the beginning for some exciting things to happen for mothers. We're not just going to do a Mother's Day event. There will be throughout the year, mothers will be rewarded for different things. We'll have honoring ceremonies. We'll be recognized outstanding mothers, recognizing for their contributions, normally who would not be recognized. So we will look at these mothers. We're going to make sure some things are happening. But I'm going to tell you, this is a positive event because Urban Renewal is revolutionized. We're about to do some things, and we're going to ask the country to stay tuned for what is about to happen in Urban Renewal.
Well, that's some great information there, of course. We're also joined tonight by the Minister of State for Social Services and Urban Development, the Honorable Lisa Raming. Ms. Raming, of course, welcome to the Bahamas tonight. And talk to us about bringing this event together. It's massive. Many mothers here. Are you satisfied with what you see tonight?
Of course I'm satisfied. We have some 400 plus. We was expecting 500. But of course, payments are sometimes always late. And I'm so elated that we put on an event like this. This is a way for us to celebrate our mothers, to empower them, not just this one time, but on times to come. Our single mothers, our married mothers, our struggling mothers, every mother. So the public can look forward to seeing some great things that what we're going to do to our mothers, because in the Bahamas, statistics have shown that mothers are the head of many homes, single mothers, and it overpopulates those who are married. And so we know that our job is out for us. We know that we have a lot to do in terms of finding jobs, not just being here, being entertained, finding them jobs, giving them empowerment programs, workshops. So that is on the way.
And I know, of course, we're getting ready to wrap up, but for those mothers who are missing this event tonight, talk to us about the entertainment.
Listen, for those who didn't come here tonight, I can't even explain to you what's happening now. And so you should have been here to feel the excitement, to touch, taste, and the joy. We have Sweet Emily. Oh, and of course, we have the singing Bishop. I can't wait. So he's going to have this place rocking. Yes. We also have Cynthia Mother Pratt in the house. We also have Lady Anne Marie Davis, who's coming to bring her remarks. We have the Permanent Secretary for Social Service and Urban Development, Mr. Joel Lewis. And we're excited tonight. And so those who are watching me live, come on down to the William Thompson Auditorium. 8
dance and jump with us.
And of course, we're going to keep jumping and dancing out here at the William Thompson Auditorium as long as this event goes on tonight. ZNS News, of course, will be here. Reporting live, I'm Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.
Well, 1 year in the books for the sweet escape of Bahamas Sugar Factory. Officials celebrating the milestone last night with a packed house and a celebrity in the mix. Jiminita Swain tells us more in this week's edition of Catching the Feeling.
Fun, light, good times, music that, soothes the soul, nothing too harsh.
Entertainer Nick Cannon summing up what he hoped to bring while turning the tables at Sugar Factory, which celebrated its first year of operations at Bahama Wednesday night. Cannon, whose resume includes being an actor, entered the confectionery store, grabbing his fill of heavenly sweet treats like a kid in a candy store.
Favorite, if there is a favorite. Anything fruit and sour. These are great.
Joining in on the candy haul, Cannon's girlfriend, Brita Say, who also celebrated a birthday that night, as for what he's hoping to do while here.
I got a chance to hit the beach earlier, so that was pretty cool. The pool, maybe just some relaxing time. I'll never get a chance to relax, so if I could just lay out again, I'm all for that.
So it's quite a balance in terms of a balancing act, I imagine.
Absolutely. Somebody told, as soon as I got off the plane, they took my bag and said, "You're here to do nothing." And I said, "I love you."
As for what can be expected by one who has never visited the restaurant.
Exhilarating eating experience one can have. And it really just allows you to tap into your fun side, your youthful side. I've always loved it because I have this extreme love and admiration for candy and sugar. But it's a great place to spend time with family.
With the last bit of candy corn loaded in a bag, Cannon snapped pictures with young fans and Bahamas President Graham Davis, who was equally excited about the celebratory event.
Beautiful addition to the experiences here at Baha Mar, and we're so thrilled to be having the world famous Sugar Factory here, first in the Caribbean. We're talking about 25 stores around the world, and we're thrilled to be able to be celebrating here with.
From there, it was time to pump the music, much to the delight of those dining.
A lot of shows. Masked Singer.
Nick Cannon is hilarious.
And you know how we do it all the way. We go all the way up. And we making it happen. So I DJ, I act, I get it all the way in. But if anything, we gonna wild out a little bit, y'all. We gonna go up, y'all. We can wild out in the Bahamas. Let's do it. Let's go now.
Jiminita Swain for Catching the Feeling.
Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind. We elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate,
How do we here at BTC continue to ensure that we provide you, our customers, with the most superior, top-notch, second-to-none service, bar none? Well, the answer is simple. By filling our staff complement with the brightest and best. And so at our recent BTC job fair, that's exactly what we went in search of. And with almost 100 positions available, it has never been a more exciting time to become a member of the BTC family.
This is an amazing moment for BTC, right? And a couple of things I always think about, even through the tough times we've had, whether it's Dorian, whether it's, the pandemic, as an employer, we've kept our people employed. And then today, now we're hoping to bring more people to the organization to help us sell and deliver services to our communities. We've delivered a ton, and when I say a ton, of new infrastructure across the archipelago. So whether it's in Exuma, whether it's in New Providence, whether it's in Grand Bahama, or even the really small keys, Staniel Key, Black Point, they all have this new fiber to the home network in front of them. And now it's all about making sure our customers are educated, that they realize the potential of what's sitting in front of their homes and the things that they can do with that technology. So we're really focused on making sure that we've got great teams coming into the organization to help us sell and deliver those services and make sure we have a great customer experience.
We are filling positions all across our company as we are looking to grow to give you more. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corval Piper. Be well and be back here next. BTC Connection.
Money's been approved to provide relief for more than 1,000 homeowners on Grand Bahama and Abaco who were awaiting assistance from the Small Home Repairs Program. In March, Minister of State responsible for disaster preparedness, the Honorable Miles Larota, reasoned that a significant number of people had applied, but assistance was slow in coming.
But I think the figures were 2,600 plus had applied and was approved for assistance, but that total went up to like 3,700. So there was just short of 1,100 people whose funding had to be sourced to deal with, because the specific number was 2,600 plus, so we would need cabinet approval to do that. Those funds are in hand. Now it's about disseminating that, and then we will turn towards actually realizing those funds to those individuals who are at various stages. Some may be halfway, a quarter way in terms of their assistance.
While the Minister administration started the construction of community center and hurricane shelter in Abaco, Larota responded to whether the government would do the same for Grand Bahama, also hard hit by Hurricane Dorian.
The uniqueness of Dorian, the Disaster Reconstruction Authority was set up as a vehicle to fund hurricane shelters, and so that particular hurricane shelter in Central Pines was built on funds that were donated by different entities, and so it relates to that hurricane zone.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. We have just a few clouds this evening. Temperature at 81 degrees, the relative humidity 69%. Northerly winds at 6 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,016.7 millibars. That's 30.02 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the Family Islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 82 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Green Toll Key, Marshall, Abaco. A little cooler at 79 degrees. The Berry Islands, 81. Alistan, Bimini, 80 degrees there, 79 in Harbor Island. Rocksound, Eleuthera, 81 degrees. Fresh Creek, Central Landers at 79 degrees. 80 in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key, Georgetown, Exuma, 81 degrees. Taking you further south into Ragged Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, and Crooked Island, 81. 80 degrees in Betsy Bay, Maguana, and Acklands, Matthew Town, and Nagua, 82. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 79 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwestern islands tonight through Friday, the winds are going to be light and variable, flat sea conditions, high tide taking place at a minute past midnight with a low tide at 6:36 tomorrow morning in the central and southeastern islands. Also through Friday, southeast winds at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And as we take you into Saturday, you can expect those winds to swing out of the southwest ahead of a weak frontal system that's working its way towards the south. Speed's going to be around 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. High tide on Saturday, 7:25 in the morning with a low tide at 1:13 in the afternoon in the central and southeastern islands. On Saturday, the winds will fall off light and variable with flat seas. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Ross Assurance.
Continue to fight, forgive them peace and love, and everything will be all right.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Ross Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
My name is Macumbla Smith. Most people know me as Kumbi. I'm a personal trainer and group fitness instructor, and I am fully vaccinated. I would consider myself in good health. Upon finding out that I had the virus, COVID-19, I was not only shocked, but I was frightened. What changed my mind, or what helped me to decide to get the vaccination, was realizing, because of my career, my work, I'm in close proximity with a lot of mature people. Numerous times I'd find myself in the face of a client, or he or she is in my face. So to protect both of us, I thought it best that I should get vaccinated. I wouldn't wish the experience of contracting the disease on anybody. From my experience, it feels like a death sentence. And especially if you're mature in age or you have underlying symptoms, don't wait any longer. Trust me, you'll be glad you did. Now is the time.
To be the best, world-class athletes depend on a live to stay connected. We are committed to promoting Bahamian excellence locally and on an international stage. With hundreds of thousands of people depending on us, we must be a strong, fast, and flexible network. With speeds as fast as Joanna and plans as flexible as Donald, there's a plan suitable for everyone starting as low as $1 a day. With our Freedom Plans, choose the way you want to be connected with a 1-day or 7-day Freedom Plan. With our 30-day Liberty Plans, choose the right bundle of talk, text, and data. And for postpaid, we've got Liberty bundles loaded with talk, text, data, and even roaming included. Alive's hard-working network was built for hard-working people. No matter your goal, we have a plan that you can depend on. We are Alive.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
When you wanna save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you wanna look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, if it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. If it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
There's a huge buzz coming out of Adzuma, and it's coming from all things bees, a lucrative bee farm that got its beginnings more than 6 years ago. Owner of the company, Ricardo Monroe, explains that these insects are money makers and create products like beeswax and honey, which he distributes throughout Adzuma and New Providence.
The buzz was the excitement of beekeeping and all of it. So when I was introduced to bees, it was like love at first sight. So I was like, okay, this is my girl. So, and I just stuck with it from 4 hives now somewhere in the hundreds. And, so that was a driving force, not necessarily the money, it's just the whole adventure, the journey of it, and then what it does for the environment.
Monroe says his bees on Adzuma has one of the most unique tastes in the world because of what grows on the island.
All different regions of the Bahamas will have a slightly different honey taste based on the vegetation and what they're growing in the immediate area. Like here on the island, we got 2 distinctively different tastes at different times of the year. We just came out of a honey flow, which would have been predominantly logwood. So that'll give you a clear ambience, a little smoother taste, opposed to something that came later down through the winter, which will give you a more burst of fruitier flavor with some coconut trees, some cocoa plums, some mangoes, whatever been blooming at the later part of the season.
While Monroe has hundreds of hives on his farm, he also farms layer hens and grows an array of crops such as basil, peppers, tomatoes, and onions, just to name a few. Monroe says he plans to expand his farm to include more crops and animals in the near future. For Good to Grow, I'm Kendia Smith.
What? Check old girl, boy. Say she getting married? Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them...
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
This segment of the news is presented by Sands, the truly Bahamian beer.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Good evening, everybody. It's time for Sports Thursday. I'm Charles Fisher, Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture. The Honorable Mario Boleg, along with Member of Parliament for North Andros and the Berry Islands, the Honorable Leonardo Lightborn, touring sporting facilities in the area.
We went and viewed the gymnasium at North Andros, which was here for some 30 plus years, and still yet it houses the Office of the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. But the deplorable state of that facility makes me know that we have to address that right away. We went and saw the softball field and the volleyball court that they normally play their island games, and they are in a very poor state for a very long time. And so we want to make sure that we get those facilities up and running so that the people of Andros can be able to sharpen their skills and be prepared for the Bahama Games and be able to be competitive just as any other island.
A lot of hidden potential on the islands, and the minister is hoping to tap into that.
Well, one of the, again, initiatives we want to do is that we believe that we have a lot of talent in the Family Islands as it relates to athletic or sports, whichever discipline it may be. And in order for us to harness that talent, we need to ensure that they have the proper and well-developed facilities. And one of those fold is to look at the facilities and see how best we can work along with the local government, along with the Ministry of Works, and then try to upgrade the more important facilities in each island so they can prepare themselves also for the upcoming Island Games and Bahama Games, which is scheduled for next year.
The Royal Bahamas Defense Force teaming with Fidelity to host its annual Fun Run and Walk. That all happening May 14th.
It's going to be held at Goodman's Bay Park. We look forward to having the support of the public, and we also thank Fidelity for coming on again for a second time to be the official sponsor for our event. But pre-registration is from 5 a.m. to 5:45. The route for the runners, they're going to leave Goodman's Bay. They're going to travel west to the Sandyport Bridge. That's the turnaround point for the runners, and then they're going to return to Goodman's Bay. The walkers, they're going to leave Goodman's Bay. They're going to travel west to the roundabout near Blue Water Resort, and then they're going to return to the Goodman's Bay Park.
Whenever there's opportunity for corporate Bahamas to be a part of what is our nation building, then it is important that we come to the forefront. And our security forces, led by the Defense Force, is certainly one of those organizations that we're proud of. We're proud of the work that they do every day. So when they want to let their hair down a little bit and bring in the wider community, we are certainly going to be there at all costs in order to support them in that regard.
Anthony Strawn among the world leaders so far this season in both the 100 and 20 meters. She currently trains in Jamaica and was a recent guest on a local show where she spoke about her season so far and trying to get over her past.
Well, this season so far, I'm more focusing on listening to my coaches and also preparing myself better mentally and building back confidence because I lost a lot of confidence over the years. So that's just basically it. Well, I had a stellar junior career where I never really lost the race. Even though I was injured a lot, I underestimated my injuries and stuff like that, and also transitioned into the senior ranks. So with all the injuries and collecting surgeries and stuff like that, and then the performances started to dwindle more and more, and I actually started to lose more races at a bigger stage and bigger level. So it started to hit my confidence a lot, and eventually I started to second, third, and fourth guess myself. So it sort of had me at an off for where I was going to be.
Reigning WNBA MVP Jonquel Jones and the Connecticut Sun tip off their season Saturday in New York. This has been a busy off-season for her, first playing in Russia, then having to leave due to the war. And she has somewhat become one of the main faces of the league, appearing in commercials and TV interviews.
A lot of days, a lot of weekends, I was in the gym working by myself and just be able to come in and, do all the things that I wanted to do.
All right, back to the top, yep.
Now it's time to pack and get ready for the road trip.
What does winning look like?
Let's go!
What do you miss the most?
Happy birthday, dear.
Thank you, you're so sweet. What are the rewards?
Enjoy her third All-Star Series from the Connecticut Sun, Jonquel.
6 days, 1 pro athlete, countless hours, 1 question answered.
Good luck to Jonquel and Connecticut this upcoming season. Once again, they tip off Saturday in New York. And that's going to do it for Sports Thursday. I'm Charles Fisher. Thanks for watching.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
My name is Rawiya Hannah Ramning, and I am the VP of Legal and Regulatory at Cable Bahamas Limited and Alive. I believe that a key to my success was never being afraid to continue learning and ask questions, particularly for a woman. I think any woman getting into a profession should never be afraid to shine or to show how smart she is, and they should not be afraid to climb and to learn.
Bahamas National Statistical Institute